Fall weather and barbecue just seem to go hand in hand. Add in some good jazz music and you have yourself one fun time, and that's what we're inviting you to this morning because Enza Hagens-Dyer is here. She is the executive director at Love's Arm Outreach, and you were invited to their annual Jazz and BBQ Festival. So good to see you.
Thank you.
You were just telling me this is something that y'all do every year.
Yes.
And it's kind of one of your signature fundraisers for what you're doing each and every day at Love's Arm.
Yes, absolutely. Jazz and BBQ, which by the way is October 27th right here in Chattanooga, is an opportunity for the community to come out and hear about Love's Arm, enjoy some jazz, some delicious barbecue, this year provided by Ribbon Loin. And so we're real excited about that. And hear the stories and the compelling need for funds to support Love's Arm Outreach.
I think one of the things I so love in talking with your organization over the years is that it's one more example of that grassroots effort that you find here in Chattanooga. When Mimi Nichols founded it, however many years ago, it was really just her heart's wish.
Yes.
And it didn't take long for other people to see the power in that wish.
She's just an amazing woman. Mimi Nichols herself was a victim of sex trafficking, and I like to say she turned her misery into a ministry. And since 2005, she's devoted her life to bringing the light to women survivors of sex trafficking, addiction, and prostitution in Chattanooga.
You have, Enza, this easy way of talking about it, but to really have a conversation just casually among friends or family, it's an uncomfortable situation. And I think part of it might be, you tell me, that the average person doesn't even know what that world looks like.
You're absolutely right. I didn't know, and when I became the executive director of this organization about a year ago, I was heartbroken by what I learned. Chattanooga is said to be the #2 hub of trafficking in the Southeast.
But what does that mean? Because I think that most people, I'm going to include me in this, think that it means that you're just walking down the street and someone snatches you. That's not it?
Oh, no. No, that happens about 8% of the time. People think that because of movies like Taken, you know, and all that. But you know, we've done a lot of study through Polaris, which is the national organization for human and sex trafficking, and we know that it doesn't happen like that. It could happen to anyone. If you look at the research about what's happened in Chattanooga, many of the women started out experiencing some kind of early trauma, sexual trauma in the home. And it is an uncomfortable topic to speak about, but the truth of the matter is that something like 1 in 10 children are sexually abused.
By someone they know, usually.
By someone they know. So let's just take Chattanooga. There are roughly 40,000 students in the Hamilton County schools. So 1 in 10, that's about 4,000 potential children who are being abused. When that happens in the home, or anywhere actually, it does something to a person's mind, their body.
Sure, their development.
Absolutely. And I can give you the example of one young lady that we talked to. She experienced terrible trauma at the age of 8. Of course, an 8-year-old girl doesn't know how to handle that. And she started kind of acting out, became unruly, and her mother just couldn't handle her anymore and just kind of gave her away. And at that point, no one believed her, and she was just very angry. She was kind of labeled a delinquent, and eventually found her way into the hands of a gentleman who loved her, quote unquote, and said, you know, no one understands you, I do. So at the age of 14, she started, quote unquote, working for him. And he said, here's a little something to help you feel better. And of course, the addiction came with that. Wow. So that's typically how it happens. That's one way. The other way we find is through the internet, social media. People answer ads for modeling, for jobs, or just
and
to be
they're trapped.
they're trapped, or to be friends with someone and they find themselves in a compromising position and they get blackmailed.
I would love to be able to do a lot more with you than my time permits today.
Of course.
But that kind of just gives you a snippet, a bit of an insight into why the funds raised are so necessary.
Yes.
And I will say this one last thing before I wrap it up. They have this wonderful house called Rahab's Rest.
Yes.
So that some of these women are able to get housing there and get their life back. And then often during the week, they are also ministering on the streets,
Yes.
right? Going to the women. And
5 times a
SIMPA,
month, yes.
5 times a month. And
Yes.
SIMPA Health is now able to provide health care.
Yes, absolutely. We're able to bring health care directly to women in the streets and motels of Chattanooga.
You are in the right place, Enza. We're grateful to have you.
Thank you. I feel blessed.
You can get your tickets
Yes.
to the Jazz and BBQ Festival by going to lovesarmoutreach.org. Is that right?
Lovesarmoutreach.org. There's a little QR code. All you have to do is aim your phone at it and you can purchase a ticket. You can purchase a whole table for $500.
Wow.
That will seat 8 people with barbecue, all the trimmings, or you can buy individual tickets for $75.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba